So this video will not be as smooth as the previous two, since I'm recording alongside the video part and I cannot cheat and modify it. But let's jump right into it, right? Let's run era free. I don't know if this is my... I think this is the basic one. Let's run the one with the HD launcher. As you can see, era is here, and let's play. Let's see what happens. I have not played it on my new setup with OBS and everything, so look at that! It works. Magical! Okay, so here is the game. I have actually put the music down. I might just add some ambient something later. So, options, right? Options. You can just do it yourself. Options are all here. As you can see, there is the WoG options option. They are all pretty well explained. If you mouse over them and click the right button, it will tell you exactly what it does. I might go over some of the most interesting ones, but if you don't want to sit here and look at me reading, then you can just do it on your own. The basics. You can set all of the options. Don't do it. You can set all of them off, which is a very good thing to do at the start, because then you can just pick and choose what you want and you won't miss something. You can restore the defaults, of course, load and save. This is useful when, for instance, you want to use different option compilations you've prepared. You will create a dat file, for instance, I don't know, mine dat, right? And then you can just load it. No problem. Some maps, like this is from the ice arrow, will give you their own dat file. This is where you load it. You just load it, pick it, load it, just replaces everything to how the map maker wanted it to be. Done! It's not that scary, is it? So, before I go into all of the complicated options, is there something else that you would like to know here? Not much, is there? Nothing really changed here. It changes more in games. So let's see. Let's turn some options. There is the WoGify settings. So those are pretty self-explanatory, right? I would choose, if I were you, I would choose this option. You want the game to ask you. You want to know if you WoGify something, if you want to do it or not. Just select this one. It's just one click and it might save you some grief. So this is display WoGification messages. I would check it, especially at the start when you are still new to the thing, so you can know actually what it does when it does it. These are just pretty self-explanatory things, right? I will check those to show it to you in the game. Bio creatures, I think the HD mod does it, right? Many of the features that are present in the HD mod were actually first present in the Wake of Gods, I believe. Transfer all resources. Yeah. Really simple. So just some quality of life things. Hidden skills. If you want to have hidden skills, you do want to have this option. This means if your hero has more than 8 skills, which is possible, ranging from 10 to all of them, depending on the map, this option will help you. But when it comes to heroes that have a lot of skills, it's better to use a mod created for it. And I will show it to you in the mod video. But let's check it. This is like obvious custom alliances. Before the first turn, you can set the alliances. So, for instance, if you create a random map and you want to swap some things around, you can do it here. Or you can even modify maps that exist without going into the editor to do it. Pretty nice. Resolve battle. I think the HD mod adds it, right? It allows you to finish the battle with quick combat. I never did notice that before. Skill descriptions abbreviated to town and hero list reordering. This is a godsend option. It means that, for instance, you can just put all of your stronghold towns one after the other, and then you can put all of the other towns one after the other, and you can move your main hero to the top of the list if he went to the town and then he's suddenly at the bottom. It's not that big of an issue if you are using the HD mod, since you can see all of your 8 heroes, but before that, Man, I love this option so much. This is a quick select options. I will get to the banners when we actually get to the banners. Quick combat battle options. This is so cool. This is one of the options I will miss everywhere because I don't think it's present either in the Horn of the Abyss or in the HD mod. What it means is that when you have quick combat active, you can actually choose to let the game use your mana, not use your mana, play the game normally. So you might have quick combat always active, but for instance you are nearing some important battle and you don't want to know if the computer will win it. You can select to play the battle normally without having to remember to change it in the option screen. It will also allow you to manage your mana better and, you know, just quality of life, right? Hard-coded options. Level 8 dwellings function as normal. If you play the game for the first time, I would leave this off. Just play around the level 8 dwellings, see how fun they function without this option. If you don't like it, you can always change it here, no problem, right? Arrow towers gain experience. Look at that. If you always thought that the arrow towers suck and they don't do anything, well, this option might actually help you. Maybe you won't have to earthquake your own town to win a battle. Maybe it will not be worth it anymore. Leave troops by right-clicking on the adventure map. I do not like this option. I will check it because I want to show it to you, but I'm not a fan. I don't remember why I didn't like it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it works. I don't know. I guess I just don't like leaving my stuff laying around. But you can use this, for instance, to, I don't know, take a stack of dragons and put it in front of your gold mine, right? And then the enemy hero level 1 won't be able to just snag your gold mine just because he's there, because your dragons are now guarding it. And if you select the second option, you can pick those up if you join there. If you don't select it, they will attack you as well. If you select it, I would obviously advise to select both of them. Commanders are enabled. Commanders are awesome. You might hate them, especially if you did not like Heroes 4, because they are like Heroes 4 heroes, but you also have your normal Heroes 3 hero. It's just a commander. He has own skills, he can attack, he can shoot, he can cast one spell depending on a faction, and some of them have really interesting skills. The most overpowered one is the Inferno commander, because she's got like diplomacy passive, so whenever you attack some neutral creatures, your succubus, you know what I mean, right? Succubus commander will actually get some of them to join you. It's overpowered. If you want to play, for instance, on a player versus player map, I would highly recommend not allowing this commander. The other interesting one is the complex commander. That one doesn't work against the neutral tropes, but it does work against heroes. What it does is when you attack somebody, it convinces some of the creatures from the enemy army to leave the battlefield. If the enemy wins the battle anyway, they come back to him, so that's not a problem, but he will have to face you with a smaller army. It is not as OP. Other commanders give some more battle-oriented bonuses, but those two I find the most interesting. Commanders must be hired. If you want your hero to have a commander that does not belong to his faction, you have to check this option, because otherwise your hero will always have a commander. For instance, the cleric or knight will always have the paladin, the Inferno heroes will always have the succubus and all that, right? So I would recommend checking this if you want to experiment with various commanders. Demolish town buildings by right-clicking. This is the option that allows you to actually demolish towns and rebuild them in your own faction. Well, the faction of the hero that is doing the demolishing. To demolish the buildings, you need to have some firepower, so you need some troops. I usually play without this option because I like to have various different towns, but if you want to turn the entire map into your empire of evil or empire of good, or if you, for instance, just really don't like Stronghold, you can demolish it and you can rebuild it as a beautiful conflux or whatever else. Creature dwellings accumulate creatures. That's pretty straightforward, right? You don't have to visit them every week. Isn't that nice? And creature dwellings accumulate guards. I usually check this in. What it means is that For instance, you are playing a long map, it's month 12. You find some lair of the Titans and you send your backup hero to take the lair of the Titans. You think that it will be just a battle with 3 Titans, and suddenly there is 70 of them. Ha 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 ha. You get it, right? Sylvan Centaur. This is a funny one. It allows you to merge your centaurs and your elves into one creature. So basically you take 1 centaur, 1 elf, you stitch them together and you get a Sylvan Centaur. Am I a big fan of it? No. They are not that powerful, though. I suppose if you don't want to take centaurs at all, it might be a good idea, because I think they are faster than elves or something. It's just like a little buff for elf while you sacrifice your centaurs, but they do take 2 hexes, so that's something to consider, right? Because they got the horse bat and the front bat, right? Troop stacks gain experience. Now this is a game changer. This means that your troops will gain experience while you battle. They will gain stat bonuses and they will get new skills. For example, take a pikeman, right? He's got a long ass pike, and well, in the Vanilla Heroes 3 it doesn't really matter, but here in Era, if your pikemen get really good, they can learn to use their pike properly and attack two units like a dragon, you know, like a dragon's breath, just with a long pike. So I would absolutely check this on every maps you play. This is so fun. Any other very interesting skills? I think the dragonflies can attack and return. Some creatures can attack all around. You know, stuff like that. Just familiar mechanics added onto some monsters that make sense. They mostly really do make sense. Some immunities to some spells. I think archangels can get some bonus to resurrection. Maybe that was just a map. Anyway, check this. Experiment with this. It's fun. It's awesome. It's one of the core features of Hera for me. I would never play without it. Unless the map maker made it so I can't use it, of course. Artifacts may be left by right-clicking. Well, if you really want to, for instance, leave some, I don't know, captain's hat on the shore for another hero that will drop by there later and you don't want them to meet, you might do it, but I've never really done it, to be honest. Disable cheat codes and menu. I would not check this. I don't like cheating, but it happens sometimes that the game just farts on me and does something stupid, and I have to use cheats to fix it. And I don't mean just Era, I mean every game basically. So I always like to have cheat codes available. Now, AI stack experience difficulty. This is very important. Default, this one will actually use these chess difficulty settings. You can, this is, if you are playing normally, I would leave it on default, but on some maps you might want to pick a different one. For instance, if you don't want the neutral creatures to be getting much stronger, you might choose easy or something. If you choose on impossible, there is a fair chance your army will be under-leveled compared to the enemy, which provides more challenge, of course. It's basically as you wish. I just usually leave it on default and I play on to 200 and it's fine. It's fine. Okay, map options and enhancements. And boy, do I regret not having something to drink right now. I think I will pause this video, I will get something to drink because my voice is about to give up. No, okay, back to the land of the living, kind of, maybe, partially. It's still not great. I've been talking too much. Anyway, map options. Town start without forts. As easy as it can be. Cartographers are replaced by covers of darkness. If you think cartographers are cheating, you can use this option to bring some more balance into your game. Most dragonfly hives are replaced. If you are bored of farming wyverns, check this option, especially useful for the random maps where dragonfly hives are so common. Some standard treasure chests contain more gold. This is a fun little option. Nothing much, I mean, it just means that some chests can give you 3,000 gold. So 500 more than, like, you can use it, you cannot use it, who cares. Some dwellings have upgraded creatures. I like it. You may find, for instance, some monk monastery thing, and then you go in and there is zealots inside. Cool. Some monsters are replaced with WoG monsters. Fine thing. You might find various new monsters when you are going on the adventure map. No problem. This is one of the options I would probably not use on campaigns. I don't remember if there are some campaigns that require you to kill a specific monster. I'm not sure if the seer would just remember where the monster was or if it would derp. So if you want to play some specific scenarios that might care about this, you might leave this disabled. Monsters will drop resources when defeated. This is fine, and I think it's mostly really sensible. If you defeat crystal dragons, they will drop crystal. If you will defeat gold golems, they will drop gold. Stone golems will drop stone. It should make sense. Monsters drop artifacts. I would not check this because there's so many artifacts usually, and I just don't like more. I want to have to find them. But if you like, you can check this, no problem. First money can't be simpler. Enable extension heroes. That just means that if you play a random map, you can find, I don't know, Adrienne in Tavern or Catherine, whatever. Fine, like, fine. Week of monsters. You can disable weeks of monsters. We can enable them. Resource weeks can also happen, and they can produce resource piles. Monster weeks can spawn wandering monsters. Yes, wandering monsters do exist in Era. You can turn them off or on. Wandering monsters will move on the adventure map, and they can... I'm sorry, my voice is just giving up. They can, for instance, block you in your town. That happened to me. Some stack of lizards just trotted over to my town and blocked my hero inside, and I couldn't leave. So I don't like this because I like to clean the map and I don't want random resources to spawn, but it actually kind of makes sense, and you might use it. This option is completely fine. You might also sync refugee camps with Monster Week. It's okay, right? You know what that means. Mithril enhancements, right? You can use Mithril to do a variety of things. You can make your town buildings produce more creatures. You can make your capital or town hall produce more gold. You can make outside buildings produce more creatures. You can buff the mines to give you more resources for a week. I think you can upgrade the town to put some holy ground under it or the magical fields under it. There's many things you can do with it, so I would recommend it. It's fun. Some of the resources on the map will be replaced with Mithril then, and if you check this option, you can see it when you click on the kingdom overview. It's okay. This is the one that allows the game to replace some random resources with Mithril, which is fine. I don't think that can break anything. Unless it's a map where, for instance, there is some gem that you need to use and then it turns into Mithril and you're fucked. So keep that in mind. Sorry. Voice, sorry, I was just coughing. Okay, windmills and mystical gardens may give Mithril. I would check this. It makes it worth to visit those places even if you are quite rich. You cannot buy Mithril. You cannot buy it with the marketplace. I would not use this option. It just means that, for instance, you are in a castle and you've got some unupgraded dragonflies, and in the castle you can upgrade your griffins because you've got the level 3 griffin building, and then you can also upgrade the dragonflies. I never use this option. It feels cheaty to me, it's unbalanced, and I don't like it. Extended creature upgrades. I don't... Not the biggest fan, honestly. You can use it if you like it. Then you can, as you can see, you can upgrade different sorts of creatures into different options. But while I do like upgrading zealots into the war zealots, or zealots, I never know, zealots into war zealots, I am not a fan of upgrading all the level 7 creatures to level 8 creatures like this. Like, it's whatever you want. It's just, you like it, you use it. You don't like it, you don't use it. I don't like it. Map enhancement. Masters of Life. Yeah, I don't like it. It's a random option. I don't see any merit to it. It just means that creatures of level 1 in your army will automatically upgrade if your hero is from the same army. Like it, use it. Don't like it, don't use it. Call to arms. I don't recall this option. Ah, interesting. It just... Well, it also seems cheaty to me, especially if you use the option that allows the creatures to be gathering in the external dwellings. That's like some sort of a caravan, I suppose, just instant. Transfer owner. You can give your heroes your stuff to another player. I suppose it's fine if you play some co-op game and you want to give your friends something. No problem. Monolith toll. Going through monoliths costs a little bit of money. The end. Neutral town. I don't like it. It replaces the complex town and I like complex towns, so I don't want a town that has those things. If you like it, do it. New battlefields. That's just visual. I like to use the mod called the Morn battlefields. They are very pretty. I don't know if that's the same. Probably not the same thing. Just visual. Castle upgrading. You just can keep upgrading your castle to give more gold. You can use mithril for it. It's fine. It's fine. You can just upgrade the creature dwellings and stuff. It's, you know, if you play for fun, that's fine. If not, it might be a little bit overpowered. Creature relationships. I would not use this. This sounds like a script that has a potential of making some derp things in your game happen. It might work just fine. I've never really run it a lot, but it doesn't seem that necessary to me. If you want some infighting in your army, go for it. Monster mutterings. No. I recommend using it for the first time you're playing Era, because then it can be funny, but I can guarantee you that 2 maps in, you will be looking for this option to turn it off, basically. Karmic battles. No. It makes battles longer. Yeah, there might be more monsters, different monsters. I mean, we'll turn it on for now. And the battle extender, it's not even interesting. It just makes the battles longer. The end. They are slower, they are more tanky, they are harder to kill. If you really like spending a lot of time in battles, by all means use it. If you just want to spice up the battles, I would go for the karmic battles here. Map enhancements, rewritable signs. Are you playing a co-op game? Do you want to leave a sign? I've been here. All the treasure belongs to me now. Ha, ha, ha. You can do it. You can just rewrite a sign and tell your friend that he can go screw himself because you have already taken everything there was around here. Town treasuries. This option is interesting. It means that if you take a castle from another player, some part of their wealth is actually transferred to you. So depending on how many towns you have to imagine that your treasure is split amongst them. As you can see, it depends on whether you have city hall, town hall, or the village hall, or capital. If somebody takes your capital town, you lose the most. If somebody takes some tiny town with just the village hall, you lose the least. That's basically it. It's a fun option. I never played with it, but it's a fine option. Random hero. It means that if you attack some stray gnolls guarding your sawmill, there might be a random enemy hero supporting them. He might cast some spells, he might have some stats. If you like it, sure. Loan bank. Another thing I've never used. It basically allows you to get loans, right? I will tear them off for now, but this is one of the options that honestly I think is just making things overly complicated. And not something I would use in my game. Allow building twice per day in towns. Whatever could that mean? It means you can build twice in a town, like you can build pixies and you can also buy some elementals, right? Select neutral town types. This is fine. Before the game appears, you can turn off the stronghold if you don't want to see it in your random maps and it will not appear. Neutral unit bonuses. You can read this. Just makes neutral units more powerful. They will have some spells going, they will be more difficult to annihilate. Just because they don't have a hero doesn't mean they will suck. Some maps actually start with this. It usually also makes sense. It's, as you can see, for instance, neutral units get immunity to fire school spells. Devils, archdevils, antichrists. It's kind of sensible. Neutral stack size. This is about how fast they grow. You can just read the numbers. Nothing complicated. Neutral stack experience. If you want the neutral creatures to also gain experience as you play, you can turn this off. Turn this on, of course. I always have it on because otherwise they are pushovers, and this way they might be a little bit less of a pushover. Neutral town and creature bank growth. Well, this is like the creature dwellings growth. Just for instance, you can go to the Cyclops lair thingy and there will be hundreds of Cyclops and they will drop hundreds of resources and everybody will have fun. I like it. It's fine. I think it's nice that in the late game you won't get, I don't know, 2 gems from building, right? Level 7 plus troops only gain 50% of experience. If you want your last level creatures to not be getting stronger that fast, use this option. That's it. Hero enhancements and balancing. Now this is the page where you can make or break the balance of your game, basically. You do what you like, right? So this will make some of the heroes to be stronger, right? I will not go over those things because this is just balance. You can just turn everything off here and then your game will be more close to what vanilla experience was. You can just pick and choose. For instance, you think that sorcery sucks, so you can use one of those or both of those. Sorcery in Era, for instance, can allow you to visit stuff from a distance. And that's very fun. You can just right-click on some leprechaun garden or some garden of knowledge and your hero will just use it with the power of his mind, right? And if your hero is on a very high level and he's specialized in sorcery, I think it's just half a map reach or something, it can be very fun and it finally makes sorcery something you notice. Tactics, most people won't like it. It's just an alternative version of what tactics can do. Now this allows you to merge 3 skills into one. If you use this, I would be very careful about what you pick for all of those skills separately, because if you check everything and then you make them into one skill, it will be strong, man. It will be really strong. Here, for instance, Scholar can allow you to learn some spells on level up. Learning can allow you to get, well, experience every day, and it also can allow you to get a primary skill point when you level up. It's a chance to get one, and you don't always get one, but it makes learning actually accelerate your hero's growth and also give him a little bit of bonuses in form of primary stats. Eagle Eye. Yeah, see, this is like a mini wraith now. And also can learn skills each level and all. You can just check those things, see what you like, see what you don't like. See, you can here you can reduce the growth of firebirds and phoenixes, which is one of the things that makes the conflicts the most overpowered by what people say. You cannot touch anything else. You can just use this. Your sprites are intact, your everything is intact, just there is less of those, so conflicts is suddenly more balanced. Yay! Metamorphs are funny. They are the creatures that you attack a stack of metamorphs, and at the start of the battle they just transform into something else. And you're suddenly fighting gorgons, or minotaurs, or whatever they have. Right? I would not use piercing shot. It just makes things complicated and too different. Berserker flies? I like it, but honestly, if you want any semblance of balance in your game, don't touch this. Just don't touch this. This makes them so stupidly OP, but so fun. You can just, or you can touch this and, for instance, play a game where you just use the dragonflies, upgraded dragonflies, nothing else. Then it can be fun. Objects and artifacts. Treasure chest. Yay, new artifacts. Yay, artifact boosts. You can read what those do, and I think they are very fun. I always like this option. All of those, in theory, always useless artifacts, now you find, say, Bird of Perception, and suddenly it's fun. At the start of each week, it gives you 6 upgraded griffins. Pendant of Life can give you sprites. Pendant of Death will give you zombies. See, there's some ogres, there's 50 gold per troop each week. It's nothing overpowered. None of this is completely game-changing, but it's really just fun. A Sphere of Permanence will give you a Gorgon, and depending on how much defense you've got, you might get 2, 3, 4, 1 additional Gorgon per 10 defense skill on the hero you are using. This is the option that I love Era for. This is one of them. Hourglass of Asmodeus modifies the Hourglass of the Evil Power. And now, as you can see, your hero will be replaced by an Asmodeus, and then he will lose 1 spell power. But if your hero sucks and you have this Hourglass, you can let Asmodeus take your troops to a battle. He will be a better hero. After that, your hero will suck even more, but you have won the battle. Yay! Spellbook. It makes it possible for spellbooks to appear on the adventure map. Once you pick up a spellbook, you might get some spells. Cool. Cards of Prophecy. You know, they are cards, there should be some random effects, right? Like tarot cards or something. Well, now there can be. When you use the Cards of Prophecy in a battle, at the start of a battle, your hero might get some bonus to some skills, or he might get a penalty. It's nothing huge. I think it might take you, like, give you 4 attack, or just take 4 defense from you, or something like that. But just a small fun gimmick, right? Oh my god, the voice. Sorry for a second. Man, just Living Scrolls. Living Scrolls are a fun feature. You pick up a scroll, for instance, it's a scroll of haste. Now at the start of the battle, if you have 1 scroll of haste, you have a 20% chance that the scroll will actually cast haste. Now, if you have 2 scrolls, for instance, there is a scroll of haste and a scroll of slow active on your hero's inventory. Now you have a 40% chance that one of the scrolls will cast a spell. If you have 5 scrolls, there is a guaranteed chance that one of the scrolls will cast its spell at the beginning of the battle. Enhanced artifacts. Fun stuff, more fun stuff. You can just read what they do. As you can see, if you also enable the artifact boost, some artifacts will gain 2 bonuses and may become too powerful. So if I were playing a serious sort of game, I would just use the artifact boost because I think this one is more fun. But if you just want a derp fest, you might just use both, or just use whichever one you like more, right? Replace objects during the WoGification. If you play campaigns, just leave it as it is, right? It will help you avoid many replace buildings or something. But if you play a map that doesn't rely on some buildings being present, by all means use this. And I would use everything. I will not tell you what all of those buildings do, because I think half the fun from playing Era is just, well, discovery. This is not something you have to know before you play. You can just set all of them up and then discover them during the gameplay. Commander Sanctuary, fine. Commander Witch Huts, it allows the Witch Huts to also give your commander skills. If you don't want your commander to become overpowered, turn this off. This way he will only get 4 out of 6 skills. If you allow those, he might have all 6 of the skills. Dungeon of the Dragon Master, it just means that there will be a more fun Dragon Utopia, more difficult one. And I think Dragon Utopias can also accumulate creatures, so these might become quite epic battles. Fishing Well, it's a Hummus script, I have run it many times. When you come up to the well that restores your spell points, you might also get a chance to fish in it and go on a small adventure. It's just text box thing, same as the adventure cave. You just pick this or that and something good might happen, or nothing might happen, or something bad might happen. It's a tiny little thing. You might use it for fun and explore it. Freelancers Guild. I think that makes it possible to hire some creatures that will attack the enemy player, which is fine. Garrisons. Yeah, I would not use this. The warning is very much on point. Garrisons are placed randomly, therefore they might create a game where you can't get out of your starting area. Something that places objects randomly on the map sounds like a risk to me. I would avoid this. Obelisk runes, that's fine. When you touch an obelisk you also get a little bit of something. And tavern card game, also fine. If you go into the tavern you can actually gamble some of your money. See, those are just mostly very small things that don't really change much the experience of Heroes of Might and Magic 3, but let you experience some freshness here and there. You go into the tavern, you can gamble away some of your money, you can do something more with the well, your artifacts might be a little more fancy. It's nothing really imbalanced if you just use the options that don't give very big changes, and it's just fun. Map rules. These are the rules you can check before every map. You can use random, you can select your owns. I would personally choose map rules each game. And personally, I barely ever use any of these. Choose the display. Flyers have no retaliation instead of fly. If you find a use for it, fine. Monster speed is inverted. Dragons will be super slow. Some zombies will be super fast. These are just mostly to have fun with and to fuck with yourself, to be honest. Monsters are half price on 7th day of the week. I suppose that's a rule you might consider. It would allow you to have some reason to procrastinate in buying. I never used it, but heroes create magic planes each day. I played with this once. It just makes the entire map shuttle with magic planes all over the place. I mean, it's if you like it. These options are harmless. You can use them if you want. All monsters attack twice. If you want to have much faster battles for a change, you can use this. Monsters grow by 4% each day. Huge armies, right? I don't like it. Most dwellings also have boars. This sucks. I don't know. What was somebody thinking? You go to the dwelling of zealots and then there is also boars. You want to hire some liches in the mausoleum and there is also boars. There's boars everywhere. Like, who even uses boars? But if you are a fan of boars, this option is for you. Do it. Do it for yourself and make yourself happy. Heroes start at 5th level. If you want to make the beginning of the map faster, I suppose you can use this. Heroes pick up double artifacts. Don't touch this. This will just clutter your backpack for no reason. Perpetual darkness covers the map. Now this one is interesting. This one is very interesting. It means that it's as if the entire map was covered in the Shroud of Darkness, kind of like in the Heroes 4. If you like it, that you cannot see the people going by just because you have been in some place century ago, this is an actually very interesting thing to turn on. Your mines, your towns, your buildings will of course give you the vision as they normally would. Heroes have double movement. You want faster games? You can turn it on. Mines change resources once per week, because random. Single visit bonus sites reset each month. This is about things like Gardens of Revelation, the experience stones, stuff like that. I don't personally like it, but if you like it, then sure. Heroes get 9th and 10th skills. I usually set it because I like to have more skills. If you find it overpowered, don't use it. Heroes upgraded level 7 monsters become level 8. I don't like it. It's like, why? Why would they? Heroes gain an artifact each level. Again, cluttered backpacks are no fun. Rogues attack heroes of random. If you want to add some spice into your into your map adventures, sure, turn it on. Sometimes you might get attacked rogues. It actually makes some sense. All creatures have breath weapon. I don't know why, but if you like it, sure. Shooters can't shoot. That's like the flyers can't fly. If you want to just really make your game different. All towns have a grail. And every week is the week. Month is the month of the imp. Huh? Towns have warlords banners in front of them. If you don't have warlords banners on the map because it's a random maps will generate some banners, but for instance, if you wanted to play Ringing of Victory and we want to WoGify the map, but there will be no banners of commands there, right? Because it's not something that will appear randomly. Then we can check this option and then we will have some banners of command on the map. What does a banner of command do? You give it to your troop stack, and then if you right click on it, I will show you. You can change, you can give them some bonus. I will show you in a moment. Artifact and spell banning. This again is a page where you can make your own balance. Make your own balance, for instance, on random maps, which you cannot modify in the editor. So I think you have to uncheck it, then it's not banned. Gate key, that's an interesting thing. Gate key lets a hero lock an owned town for 5 days. So for instance, you are playing a 1 hero challenge and you are leaving your best city and you have to go somewhere else, you can get a gate key and lock it for 5 days and then the enemy cannot come there in this time. So you can just go get some artifact, come back or whatever. And of course you have to get it first. This is also fun. You get this small artifact and at the start of a combat you will get a small stack of dragons to fight with you. It's not a big stack, but sometimes you can just use it tactically if you get it. Just fun artifacts, right? Here's more things. Every artifact really explains what it does in game. I would just leave them all because they are fun. And here you can just ban what you don't like, right? Here you can check that all of those, for instance. So whatever I chose here will be banned in Mages Guild and Pyramids, Spell Shrines, Scholars, Scrolls, Mentorats, Boxes, and Hero Starting Spells. So for instance, you want Scholars to be able to teach you fly, yeah? So then you don't ban it from scholars, but you ban fly, and it will not appear anywhere, but it can appear on a scholar. That's how I understand it. So if you ban everything, you can just ban everything and make your own balance. Make your own balance. You can ban Orb of Inhibition, for instance, if you don't want the magic heroes to be useless. You know, everything. This is very smart. Custom scripts. Honestly, I don't know. Are these fine? Are these safe? Are these not safe? Probably they are fine, probably they are safe, but I don't want to vouch for them because I've never used them. Okay, so we have gone over the options. It's been a lot of options to go over. Now, let's pick some map. Oh, I have only maps that I've downloaded. Well, alright then. What have we here? Let's do a random map then. I've cleaned my map folder from the vanilla maps. Let's say 8 heroes, right? Let's set up alignments. Road types, whatever. Just set a smaller difficulty. Let's play as red because that's the best color. Artifact, I don't know what would be the most. Maybe I'll show you the succubi or something else, whatever. Maybe I should. Who cares? Will it work or will it crash on me or something? I don't really know. Haven't generated a random map in so long. Should probably just bring the normal map in here. Show you the options. I actually wonder, I think you should not generate random maps in the Wake of Gods. I'm not 100% sure. It's been so long. Were you not supposed to? Okay, let's find some map here. Well, let's see, say arrogance, right? I have no idea what that is, but okay, let's try again. I'm sorry, I've been playing custom maps for so long. When it comes to random maps, I'm pretty dumb right now. Let's see, arrogance, right? Or let's even take arrogance allies and see if we can change those things. So let's pick, or maybe let's pick conflict, this, whatever, fortress. Why did I not get the option to wogify it? Must be something in the settings. Wogify all maps, but ask before wogifying. Might have just not saved some things. I will show you how this works. Yeah, I seem to not have clicked some map options and enhancements. It's fine. Just turn it all on to show you how it works. It doesn't really matter that much. Just like to show you some of the options. This is the balance, whatever. All of it. All of it. So this is a lesson for you to always remember to save your options. It's a very good lesson, if I may say so. Well, not garrisons, that's stupid. Of course, I'm not checking the options I would use if I was actually trying to play the game properly. I would pay some attention to what I'm checking, and I would check the things that I actually like. Right now, I am not doing that. I'm just wanting to show you some stuff. Boars! Show you how this works. Maybe we'll pick up an artifact. We will not play for a month, that's for sure. Warlord's banner. Okay. Let's not ban anything. Let's save it as clusterfuck. Okay. Now I hope it will work better. Let's start. Do you wish to WoGify this map? Select allowable neutral town types. For instance, I don't like Stronghold, so I will turn it off. And I also would like to play just evil towns, so I'm gonna take Castle, Rampart, Tower, Conflicts, and Fortress off. So every neutral town that will appear on the map will be either an Inferno, Necropolis, or Dungeon. Do you want to custom alliances to be used? Let's see how that works. We can make this game that is allies free for all, or we can set free alliances. Alliance 1, all of us. Yes. Now you can check your map rules. We want Perpetual Darkness. We want heroes at level 5. Sorry. Man, this sucks. It's still the allergies and everything else, man. Okay, we want to see the magic planes. We want boars. Of course, we want boars. Okay. We want heroes to move twice as fast. We want mines to change resources, even though we will not play for it. This is such a small map, really. I had to, of all the maps, I had to pick a small one. And heroes are used artifacts, roads, ambushes. And each town has a warlord's banner in front of it. Now the game will tell you what's happening. It will WoGify it. You have to wait a moment. Of course, the bigger the map, the longer it takes, of course. For achieving so much, TY is granted an artifact. Get level 2. Another level, because we start at level 5, of course. You can see how the script works. See? Because we've got this artifact. And it tells you that this figurine increases your Eagle Eye skill and gives you 6 Royal Griffins at the start of each week. And you can also disable it if you find the Griffins annoying. If you don't want them to spawn, you can simply disable it. Hourglass of Asmodeus, so we can test that too. I think I've checked it. Maybe not, I don't know anymore. Might have not. And there is a Warlord's banner. And somebody's guarding it. Now if you click this, I think this is the HD mod, right? Or some of the mods I have active. This actually shows you, I think this is one of the mods I have activated for Era. It shows you how they will be divided if you attack them. And for instance, how was that? Oops, I wanted to put the cheat code. Well, that's the only one I remember. Is this the Lord of the Rings now? I think it might be. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway. My point was that, for instance, you can see The familiars are in 3 stacks now, right? And if I take this off, then the familiars will now be in all of those stacks. So it just tells you, it's a very fun mod if you want to play something tactically. It prevents you from having to load the game sometimes. We cannot pick this up. Oh, we can, because there's... Where did the guards go? I don't know. I am confused. Sometimes I'm confused. You have to forgive me. Okay, so here we can see the stack experience. You just open the creature and you right click on the portrait here. And you can see how much experience it has. You can see what it will get as it gets better. And you can see what special skills the gnolls can have. They can start with Mirth, and they can do more damage to centaurs. Here, Enchant, right? Enchant is here, and you can see Enchant here. So no, basic. So once the gnolls are on the veteran level, they will have basic Mirth on them. Once they are on the master level, the Mirth will be an advanced spell. And here, Enemy does more damage to centaurs. 0% plus 20% more damage, and once they are an ace, they will do 200% more damage to centaurs. You can also click on this little button to see what upgraded gnolls will have. If you click this little portrait with the right button, you will get this. And you can see they will be very similar, only they will do more damage to centaur captains. Now, griffins, for instance, can deflect damage. So, deflect. They will have 6% chance to deflect 25% of damage on level novice and 60% to do it when they are aces. Now this is a commander icon. When you left click on it, you will be able to view your commander. I will show you it in a second. This allows you to hire a henchman, which I probably did not select right now, but if you have this option selected, you can click on this banner and then you can choose one of your creatures to become a henchman. Henchmen can be resurrected in the town, and they will also grow stronger the more battles you win. You will see, for instance, if I made one of my griffins a henchman, then I would have 5 griffins here, of course, because you lose the creature, but in the battle it would appear as an additional stack. And that stack, depending on the level of the creature, will be getting quote-unquote more creatures on it, right? So, for instance, I start with 1 griffin, and 20 battles after, the griffin is basically 20 griffins in one. So it has more HP and it does more damage. As much as 20 griffins would do. It's a shame I don't have it, but you know, these options I didn't save it, and then it's the henchman one anyway. And it's very easy, just click on this, select the creature. You can always replace the henchman if you want to. For instance, right now I take the griffin, and then I would find the rust dragon, so I can just replace my griffin with the rust dragon. The griffin is lost, though, of course. So banner of command, warlord's banner. I can give this to my griffins, just click it and just drop it. Left button, just as you would drop it here. Now you can see there is an icon here. It means that this stack has a banner. Your stack can only use 1 banner. Each stack, 1 banner. If you merge 2 stacks that had a banner, then you will have more banners on it. It will be a golden icon, and then you can just return them to hero. When you open this like this, you can see besides the skill you have the banner. Right click it, here. Here. If you left click it, you can give it to the hero. If you right click it, you can check a bonus for this troop. You can give them more retaliations, you can give them more experience, more speed, stuff like that. For instance, speed, right? 1 speed doubles the stack's current speed bonus in combat, which means that it gets +1 speed, and here you can see speed, right? So for now it's just +1 speed, but when your griffins will be aces, it will be +1 speed and +2 speed, so +3 speed total from the banner, because it doubles this one and adds 1. So banners are really cool. Don't mind those don't mind those. You cannot really... Yeah, you must be over this. This is for different sorts of map. I don't know if this works in just random maps or whatnot. I know it works in some specific maps that are built around it, but perhaps it does. I've never gotten this high to check this. So yeah, commander, banner. When you left click on the name of the hero, you can just rename your hero. See, now it's a rename, level 5 witch. Usain Bolt, it's a mod, don't worry about it right now. Let's get into the town. We can hire a commander. And, sorry, that's just HD mod for me. And we did not choose to be able to hire different commanders. It's an option somewhere. I missed it. I'm not sure where it is. It's there. You can hire any commander you want. There's somewhere the option to choose the commander class. If you find it, you can use it. If not, you just hire your commander. So now we have a commander. He can have 4 of those skills, unless you have the commander witch huts. Then he can have all of them. This commander has 150% of heroes attack and defense and might cast haste. This is his special skill. I just think the Inferno commander is so much stronger than any other, but it's fine. Now, dwelling upgrading. If you have upgraded the dwelling, you can left click on this town to spend some mithril on upgrading your troops. You can spend some mithril to upgrade your gold reserve. It just tells you what it will do. This just allows you to buy all the creatures, nothing new with the HD mod. And if you click on the gold, you can do a loan and transfer resources. You can also change color of the town. I've never changed the colors, but for instance, let's say name this Infernal. We can leave this. Can return it. Now it's red and it's Infernal. So let's buy another hero. It will be Korbeck. It's fine. And I don't remember how you move them. Oh yeah, with control. So I check Korbeck and I control click on Tiva and just reorder them. Cool. You can do the same with towns. So let's fight some imps, right? And there's the monster mutterings. These familiars seem lost in thought, trying to work out something terribly important. You know, stranger, we seem to be a bit lost. Do you know the way to the nearest pyramid? Right click on the system option to disable. Huh, interesting. So you can see here that they are guarding an artifact. Do you wish to use the hourglass of the evil power to summon forth the demon lord Asmodeus who will fight for you in combat? Why, yes, we do. Now there is Asmodeus. He's got 13 of all skills. Of course, it's just an early game boost. He does not get better. And as you can see, Tiva has 5 spell power. She will probably get it eaten later. But you can see he's got blind. He's got some spells here. Let's see something interesting. Can we hypnotize the familiars? Yes, we can. So, oh yeah, and he doesn't have a commander. I wanted to show you the commander. So you can just do the lightning bolt. Asmodeus won! Asmodeus takes a piece of Rename's soul as payment, reducing her power by 1. Rename's power is now 4. As you can see, all the scripts just work flawlessly. Nothing complicated, and I have the mod that makes the terrain much prettier for me. These beaches, man, this water, this lagoon, it makes me want to go on holiday, only I can't afford it. Because I spend my time making tutorials instead of making money. So to show you the commander, Harpy Hag Mutterings, see, this is why you will want to turn those off. And here you can see the quick combat options, right? Normally, resolve the battle and without using the spell points. And here you can see this is the comic battles in action. If you don't like it, turn off the comic battles. They have summoned additional people. This is it's either the battlefield thing or the Morn battlefields. I don't know which one because I have the mods active, of course. But you can have new battlefields. And you've got a lot of those. And if you want these prolonged battles, then everything would be tanky and it would take forever. But if you like something like that, just making things a bit more complicated, then go for it. Sorry, and this is the commander. It's our shaman, it's Tanya. And, well, okay, let's see what we've got. Let's just cast the spell. I don't care if I probably ran away from this battle. I feel like playing it, just wanted to show it. See, everything goes just normally. It's just more people here. Just want the commander to see, and he can cast haste. And luck. Okay, so basically resolve the battle instantly. Yes. Yes. So that's it, right? See, here's the new chest. Let's see, you can find some new buildings around. Probably not. See, there's the perpetual darkness. Let's take this. It's the zealots. See, just keeps shrouding as we go. I do not know why we see the entire map right now, but... Well, this is our allies. Maybe it's the Shroud of Darkness that makes it possible, but... Who cares? Oh, so you can only pick up the banner that's in front of your own town. Your first town, right? Now it's actually guarded. And here's the dragon. Blood Dragon. This is the level 8 from Necropolis. So I think that's it. I think that about covers it. You can play the game, you can find campaigns here. And the Wake of Gods. These are not made and they will probably never be made, but you have 4 here. You can just give them a spin. See how you like them. And I think that will be it. The options are set, you know how to play the game, you know what most of them do. It's not that overwhelming, you can just enjoy it and craft the game that you want to play. So, hope this was of some help and have a good day. Yeah, have a good day.